Welcome
Welcome
to a special episode today.
to the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone. Oh, I like that.
Oh my God, Nicola's actually a fucking no.
Child.
I'm not even gonna say that because it gives her gas. But Nicoletta is. Oh, this is actually an interesting thing. Is Nicoletta a millennial or Gen Z? She's a millennial. She doesn't like accepting she's millennial.
I'm
Okay.
confused.
The actual thing is technically we're zillennials. That's like the term. Well,
Yeah.
like that because we're too close to millennials. As in, like, we are technically on the edge of Gen Z and millennials.
Like, we're the first year, so it makes it hard to be fully part of one or the other.
And some studies wouldn't even put us in as part of the first year. Like some studies put it 97 as the start of Gen Z. Some studies put it as 98, 99. So like it all depends on like what we're looking at.
Yeah, but like between 97 or 98, it just doesn't matter. I feel like
obviously, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, but the thing is, like, we were exposed to a lot of the shit millennials were exposed to, but also we were Gen Z at the same time. But Nicolette is an old hag that just likes to pretend that she's young. But either way, she knows nothing about like old stuff as well. But that's just because she grew up in Romania, where they don't even have TV. Apparently, all they have is cows and chickens.
we had TV.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but yeah, no. So she obviously doesn't know what the Twilight Zone is, which is actually it's like a show on TV that did like little, interesting stories, like kind of scary. Anyway, if you know what the Twilight Zone, you know what it is. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. This is a special Halloween episode of
Just for you guys.
the Daytime Podcast, and
Yeah.
it's just a bonus episode. We said we'd do something for Halloween. We weren't going to, so due to timings and stuff, we're thinking we weren't going to do this, and we were just going to do like clips. But we're still going to use these clips like from the stories. But we said we might as well do like a little mini episode for you guys as well. And it was all her idea.
Anyways, jumping into today's topic. And today's topic is actually, some stories for you guys. I'm not going to tell you anything. We're just going to jump into it. But, you're going to get the vibes from the second we start reading these. So, this one has the title of Last Messages. And this is a bunch of texts. I love you, Mom. I can hear footsteps on the stairs. I think he's outside my room. I hear sirens, but they're far away. I'm hiding in the closet. I hope he didn't hear me. Hang on. I heard something downstairs. The cops are already here looking for him. They'll catch him. Don't worry, Mom. I'm safe. I love you. The cop said he's some escaped serial killer and he's been breaking into homes around the area. Yes, Mom, it's on the news now. I'll keep my doors locked. Messages are displayed in chronological order with most recent at the top.
See, that story was actually kind of fucking with me in the head when I first read it, because I was like, oh, this is not scary. So your man got away with it, like it's safe. But then I deeped it when Nicola was like the last line, and I was like, oh my God. So they were literally, I was like, holy shit, what the hell?
Wait a damn minute.
So, just deep it.
So the last message was
I love you, Mom.
the first one that I read out. No, that was good. That was good. It really got me good too when I read it. I was like,
They did.
yeah.
The serial killer got them.
And I didn't mention this, but I am reading these from the subreddit Short Scary Stories, just in case anyone wants to go and browse for yourself. With Halloween on our doorstep and whatever. But here's our second story. Nobody wants to go near me anymore. Nobody wants to go near me anymore. People used to like me. They'd sit next to me on a park bench. They'd smile when they saw me. They were completely comfortable bringing their girlfriends and kids around me. Not anymore. Not since that awful murder. Now they cross the street to avoid me, and if they look at me, it's only with a look of disgust. I wish I could tell them how sorry I was. Sure, nobody blames me. It's not my fault. They know it's not my fault. But now they can't stand to even glance my way. I'm so lonely. God, what I wouldn't give to have someone sit down for lunch with me. I took the little things like that for granted for so long. I had to watch him die. They hanged him and left before he was even dead. I was the one that saw the life leave his eyes, saw the pain and desperation on his face, and I couldn't do a thing to help him. Those terrified eyes will haunt me for the rest of my life. I wanted nothing more than to reach out and save him, point the police to the murderers, and see those awful men put in jail for the rest of their lives. But I couldn't. I'll never be able to. I can't control where my branches bend, and my leaves can only rustle and whisper in the wind.
Oh, it's the tree. It's the
tree POV.
It's the tree point of view. Because I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? This guy was just watching this whole shit happen and do nothing.
He didn't say anything.
Personally, if I was seeing motherfuckers hanging motherfucker, I wouldn't do shit to you. Let's not lie. That's none of my business.
Yeah. It's
I'll snitch afterwards, but not during the time.
Okay. Yeah, in this case, obviously the POV was from the tree, so it was just, you know, he couldn't do anything. Some of these are quite graphic. I feel like there should be a warning on this episode. Like, if
you're getting no warning. This is your warning.
This is your warning. While you're already halfway through the episode. On to the next story. My girlfriend is always comparing me to her ex-boyfriend. So I have been with my girlfriend, Chloe, for the last 2 years. We are in a really happy relationship, and I have even considered marrying her in the near future. The only issue I have with her is that she's constantly comparing me to her ex-boyfriend, Mark. It really is annoying and is kind of starting to hurt my feelings. If I ever do something wrong, then she would always point out that Mark wouldn't have made that mistake. I know that they were childhood sweethearts and they were together for over 10 years, but I really think she needs to stop doing this. She always gives me the silent treatment afterwards when I ask her to stop, which always makes me feel like I did something wrong. It has really started to get on my nerves, so I decided to organize a meeting between the three of us and make her choose which of us she wants. I knew she would be home late on Sunday evening, so I decided that was the perfect day for the meeting. Me and Mark were sitting at the kitchen table when she walked in. I could see the look of shock on her face when she saw him. She fainted on the ground, and I knew that she wanted Mark. I decided I would stand aside and let them be together. I placed Mark's rotting corpse back into his grave and then carefully lowered Chloe on top of him before closing the coffin. I started throwing the dirt on top of the grave so that no one would ever know it was disturbed. I could hear Chloe's screams of what I assume were joy as she was finally reunited with the love of her life.
We are African Americans and Mark. So Mark's not a rotten corpse.
Yeah, that's who Mark is. I was, do you know, when I first read the story, I was like, what subreddit am I in? Like, this is just, you know, them doing the grown-up thing. Yeah, you know, and it's like...
Mark's a dead body.
Hold on a second.
But still, why was she comparing her current boyfriend to her dead boyfriend? Just saying.
Does she deserve that?
Just saying.
It's a bit extreme.
The next if you didn't want to be buried alive, maybe you shouldn't have talked about Mark so much. Think about that next time, huh?
Oh, what on theme you are. You know, like very, very on theme. Next story. I follow my wife's Reddit account to anonymously give her awards. It started with me browsing the curly hair subreddit. My wife always struggled with frizz, so I lurked there to get ideas for a hair care gift package. That's cute, because I have curly hair, so, you know, you should do that. By chance, I saw she posted a selfie along with the caption, "The lion's mane behaved itself today." She was sitting across from me in the lounge, eyes fixed on her phone. I clicked on the post and gave it an award. A few seconds later, her face lit up. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Just some funny messages in the group chat," she answered. From there, I stalked her profile daily. Anytime the two of us were in the lounge, I'd award her post and watch her smile and kick her feet around, excited. The insider information helped me nail her birthday gift and gave me ideas for our anniversary dinner at a restaurant she'd ask about in our city local sub. It felt like I turned on the cheat codes to our marriage, but after I lost my job, her posts took a turn. She began browsing the marriage relationship advice subs, and after 3 weeks of me bombing countless interviews, she asked for tips over on dead bedrooms. Like I needed a reminder, I couldn't perform. It was hard not revealing I knew she shared intimate details about her relationship with strangers online, but if I told her She'd just make a new account and I'd lose my window into her innermost thoughts. Her original post had gained some traction, which meant tons of users asked for an update. Then she posted about how the situation had gotten worse. She wrote about how now I snapped over every little thing and had even started lashing out. The tension continued to swell. Soon came the ultimate gut punch, a confession post entitled, "I'm terrified of my husband." Can you imagine what would have happened if a Reddit user went radio silent after that bombshell? It would have caused a scandal, an investigation. Talk about your wake-up calls. I calmed things down by cooking a few romantic meals and told her I was deeply sorry for dumping my frustrations on her. I even bought her damn hair package. This made her post some positive updates. She wrote that although we had a long way to go, things were definitely looking up. That we'd be great. But in fact, things aren't okay. And they'll never be okay again. Now, I know how she really thinks of me. So I searched for subs she was still actively participating in. Subs like this one. And then I sat down to write my first ever post. She's sitting opposite me as I type this. There's a knife under my armchair, and I already know how I'll dispose of the body. Now it's just a case of waiting for her to read my confession and realize what's about to happen. So if you're reading this, Maria, it's time to look up.
What the fuck? That name was good. I like that. What the fuck? Holy shit.
It was all hearts and flowers.
It was all hearts and flowers up
Cute.
until like he was like, "Yeah, you're about to die." But like, who sorts by new?
Good point.
Like, how long is she waiting to see
Yeah.
that? Like, you just gonna keep her there up on like, is she tied up? Because it's gonna take her a while before that post goes to hot.
But you know what the thing
trending.
is though? Well, like say, because this posted quite well, it has a lot of words. What if you are Maria sitting down, going through this story, these like stories, and your husband's right across from you, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, but
Oh
it's
my
on
God.
r/short story. It's a scary story. So
I'd be
like,
scared.
Either way, all I'm saying
I'd be
is
scared.
if you need, like, no one searches by news, so this story is so unbelievable.
I was scared. Okay. On to the next story. This is someone who this is about the actual subreddit itself. So just to give you some context, like I said, it's r/short scary stories. And this guy says, I feel like I owe this subreddit a huge apology. And then this is what he says. Look, 90% of you have no idea who I am, and the other 5% probably don't care. But I've got a few things I need to get off my chest, so buckle up. I've been posting to this sub for a while, and it's safe to say it's one of my absolute favorite places on the internet. This community absolutely rocks. The positive feedback I get here really brightens my mood. The only problem is I sometimes can't help reading the not so positive comments. At first, I dismissed them as salty haters, which in retrospect was a defense mechanism. But despite my stubborn nature, the criticisms rolled around in the back of my skull, nagging me. For example, 2 weeks ago, I posted a story about a lady pouring acid on her husband's face, and a chemical engineer in the comments pointed out that the descriptions about how the skin melted didn't ring true. Then, on another submission, a surgeon claimed they couldn't take my story about eyes getting gouged out seriously due to several medical inaccuracies. But honestly, as much as these comments stung, I needed to hear them, because they were 100% correct. I hadn't done my research. My writing was plagued with inconsistencies and lazy guesswork. Frustratingly, I had 2 stories drafted already, one about a family of 3 who died in a car accident and another about dismemberment. But I couldn't exactly post them, could I? I'd only embarrass myself further. This sub deserved better. Their you readers deserved better, and I had to hold myself to a higher standard. What I needed was a little realism, and that meant doing research, putting in the work. Causing a car wreck wasn't difficult. After running this cute family off the road, I pulled over, hopped into the Raven, held up a notebook and pen, and then let inspiration strike as they cried for help, slowly dying one by one. This allowed me to observe subtle details I would have completely missed by simply fabricating the story. After that, I catfished a lady from Tinder and lured her into my cellar. It took a lot of gentle coercion to make her spill the beans about how it feels to lose your legs without anesthetic. but we got there eventually. Right now, I'm taking a little coffee break and formatting some notes. I'll go back to remove her arms soon. But don't think I'll stop there. Oh no. I plan on revisiting my past stories as well. This is all to say, going forward, my submissions are going to be absolute bangers. Promise. What else is there to say? I let you all down, and for that, I'm truly sorry. But if you'll only give me a second chance, I'm sure I can win you over. Thanks.
You know the fucked up thing about that story is like it could completely be true. You'd never know. Because if all the the stories they already like mentioned were actually stories they like, that would be big brain.
Yeah.
If the stories they mentioned was already real, like that they wrote those, it would actually be massive big brain. And you would actually question for a second, is this person saying the truth or are they making a really great story right now?
You know,
it's like. But that's the allure of why the story is amazing.
Exactly. I liked that one though, because when I was reading it, you know, sometimes at the top of subreddits you just have like, oh my god, I'm so fed up of this subreddit because of XYZ. So it felt like that.
Yeah.
But then when I got at the end, I was like, whoa.
It felt real because it could be.
Hold on.
It could be real.
Hold on a second. The next story goes like this. I should have read the reviews. My girlfriend moved out 3 weeks ago. My cat, Rook, was really close to her, and now she's gone. I can tell he's a bit lonely, especially when I'm at work. I came home a few times to my curtains ripped up and all the toilet paper in shreds. The last straw was when I came home after working late to find he had clawed a hole the size of a dinner plate into the side of the sofa. I decided I had to do something. I tried different toys, even catnip, but nothing worked. One night, while browsing Amazon, I saw a pet camera. It's a tiny camera that records your pet on a live feed so you can monitor their behavior while you're away. It even has an audio function so you can talk to them. Sounded silly, but hey, I love my furry dude, so I bought it. I got overnight shipping and installed it immediately. I decided to set it up in my bedroom as that was where Rook dwelled most. My first day at work, I think I checked the camera 30 times. When I spoke into the microphone, Rook seemed to be happier, and I noticed there was no destruction around the house either. By day 4, I figured I solved the problem with Rook. That leads me to right now, about 30 minutes ago. I climbed in bed with Rook, ready to close my eyes, when my phone buzzed. A notification from the pet cam. I almost ignored it. Sure, I just triggered the thing, but I opened it anyway. What I saw made my grip tighten on the phone. Instead of a video of myself in bed, I saw a man, tall, gangly, with pale skin and large eyes. He was moving into my room with exaggerated steps, like a sneaking cartoon character. He got right up to the lens, so close I could almost smell his rotten breath, and he smiled. I immediately paused the video, terrified. I looked at the spot where the man should have been standing, but there was no one there. I went onto Amazon and found the pet cam and read the reviews, hoping for some weird glitch. It had to be a joke, right? The first dozen reviews were pretty standard, but it was the last that caused me to bolt upright. The customer complained that the camera was on a time delay, sometimes as much as 15 minutes. I went back to the video and pressed play with shaky fingers. I watched in horror as the man slithered under my bed, giving the camera a wink before disappearing in the darkness. Then I saw myself enter the room and climb in bed before the video ended. Now I'm sitting in my bed knowing he's under it. I could call the police, but I doubt I'd have time. So please do yourself a favor and read the reviews.
He did. But I don't think it was Rook that did all those things in the house. It was probably the tall, pale man. But nah, if that was me, I just scream, I know you're underneath there. And then leg it.
Catch me if you can.
I'm not going down easy.
This story it was posted 2 years ago, but isn't it very similar to American Horror Stories? With
Which
the
one?
cam on the door?
Oh, with
Except
the dead.
it's like, yeah.
Well,
It's kind of similar, but like...
That one just sees dead ghosts.
Yeah, I suppose. It's just...
That knock on your door.
Yeah. And on to the last story of today. And it is titled, My Family. I died 8 years ago. It wasn't a particularly tragic or unusual, just a car accident. I don't blame the man who hit me. He was speeding because his wife was in labor and there was black ice on the road. He lost control of the car and I lost my life. It's not his fault. I know that. I'm not cruel. I'm not vengeful. If anything, I'm the opposite. You see, I don't have any family left and I had lost my friends around that time. When it was time for my funeral, the only people who came was my boss and the family who killed me. The wife held her newborn daughter close to her chest. I hated my boss, and the cemetery was awfully lonely, so I followed the family home. Lily may as well have been my own flesh and blood. She was sweet and bright and oh so very small. She had trouble sleeping if someone wasn't rocking her crib, and her parents were so tired. After they put her to bed, it was easy for me to rock her crib for her. I didn't get tired. I could help her. As the years passed, Jack and Laurie realized that they weren't alone in the house. It didn't take long from there to make a connection between my funeral and when I had showed up. And I'd never been malevolent, so they weren't afraid or angry. They started to burn candles on the anniversary of my death day. They left an empty chair for meals and holidays. I really felt like a member of the family. Someone's trying to force the door. It's Laurie's ex. He's obsessive. He's angry. He's going to hurt the family. My family. The thing about ghosts is that the more offerings you get, the stronger you become. I'd been enjoying candles, trinkets, and even the occasional food item for the past 5 years. I was strong from that. The knife feels warm in my hand. A shock of heat against the ice of my skin. Laurie, Jack, and Lily are my family. I care about them, and they're not gonna join me yet.
That's a nice ghost, to be
Yeah.
fair. You know, kind of
friendly.
weird. I don't know how much I'd be cool with a ghost living with me, but at the same time, if they weren't like a dickhead ghost, I don't think I would have a problem either.
No, it's just friendly fire.
Yeah, like, you know, if it's just like a normal ghost that's just chilling, I'm like, yeah, safe.
Don't worry.
No, because like the problem is ghosts that want to scare you and fuck with you.
Yeah.
Like,
That'd be you.
yeah. But like ghosts that don't give a shit about you, it's calm, G. Say less.
Yeah, I
You
get you.
saying.
Yeah. Like this one was the kind of tamest that we read. I think for some reason I expected him to kill them, to take them with him.
Nah.
You
Yeah,
know?
no. To be honest, all these are pretty tame. I read actual scary stories, not little baby stories.
Okay, but these are like in the r/scary
Yeah.
stories, so you're just gonna see like, you know, a bunch of
yeah,
like,
nice
just-
short ones. Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like all the other ones are like actually much longer. So
like creepypasta.
yeah, all those ones
stuff
are
like that.
very long. Like, you know, so like obviously we can't do all that in a whole thing in
Yeah.
an episode. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll do something again next year. Maybe a little bit bigger budget. Who knows? Just send this to all your friends and family, and then once we start making money, we can do that.
Yeah, if that's what you want, then y'all gotta work for it.
Yeah, you gotta work for it.
But
Not joking.
yeah, if you're watching, like, subscribe, comment, whatever, and if you're listening,
Like.
review, press the
5
review,
stars.
5-star review,
Cheers.
whatever it is. And I hope you guys enjoyed our stories.
Peace.